The term that is used in 1 Thessalonians chapter 4 is abounding. This desire that you would always abound in the Lord. And that takes a lot of different forms. It has to do with spiritual life and your relationship with God and how that you are able to worship Him, just have a heart of worship and praise. But it also has to do with relationships, family, person who has a lot of children and grandchildren, and we consider these people to be blessed. But then it also has to do with the financial. In other words, things are good, got a good bank account, got a good job, got all the bills paid, got a little bit of money left extra. All of those things are good. And that's what the Apostle Paul is talking about. He says, that desire that you would abound in the Lord, that you would abound in such a way that you're being blessed. But then he goes back to what we talked about yesterday about the walk. And how important it is that it be a walk in the Spirit. And we've talked a lot about the spiritual walk here on the broadcast and how that's that spiritual awareness, just knowing that you're living in a spiritual world and that you are spiritual. You're also flesh, but you're also able to overcome the flesh by the power of the Spirit, and the Spirit that's within you wakening up and reconnecting with the Spirit of God. And that's all. We've talked about this, the work of the ministry of the blessed Holy Spirit of God. That's what we should seek after. That's what we should say, Lord, allow the Holy Spirit to just be able to flow and do as He says to do. Abounding, so we may abound in the Lord. You see, here's the thing. We have to keep in mind that blessings come from God. He has got control of it all. Sometimes you see different ways that people become prosperous. And you think, well, I never would have thought that you could become prosperous doing that. But yet, through the hand of God, something happens. Things fall in place. The supernatural just seems to happen. And you go, well, how did that person have this great success? How did they find themselves in a position to abound? Well, knowing that it's God involved. That God is involved in the equation. That you have not pushed away the Holy Spirit, but instead you've embraced the Holy Spirit. That the Holy Spirit would come walk beside you and lead you and guide you and show you the way that you might have success in life and that you might have a spiritual relationship with a spiritual God. That would be the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And just knowing that this is already done, is prepared. God is waiting for the sound of the trumpet, just like we all are. Waiting that we may be able to walk a walk that's not only pleasing to God, but one also that ministers to us and becomes very, very pleasing to us as we just look at our walk and the consistency of our walk. This is Pastor Jack King with the gospel on the radio broadcast.